Hey business owners, Marvel and Brown here. I just want to do this quick video to give you some ideas and information that you can use to grow your business. So this is an eye-opening chart, and if you're into data like I am, and I hope you are, because data is really where it's at. When you're looking at data, the numbers don't lie. So if you can find information, and we've kind of talked about this before, but if you can find information that is from a credible source that will give you those numbers that you need to figure out, where you want to place your emphasis. Because we're all busy, we all have lives, we're entrepreneurs, we're parents, we're grandparents, we're employees. Some of us are still employees. And so we got all these different things that we have to balance. So you want to work smarter, not harder. And this chart really opened my eyes. So I was always under the impression that Christmas and Halloween were the biggest selling seasons. So in other words, more money was spent during on those particular holidays than any other holiday during the year. Well, looks like I was wrong, because when you look at this chart, look at this: back to college, not even back to school, but back to college is knocking the socks off of the winter holiday gift and celebration season. So this is the top five U.S. consumer spending events. And I was really amazed to see this, because I've always been trying to prep my shop, or get my business ready for the last selling season, the last quarter rather, of the year, which I was under the assumption was the biggest selling season of the year. Well, not so much. So if you have a business that um, ties into the back to college crowd, that means that you will need to start getting your shop together. I would say you need to start thinking about it probably during the spring and no later than the summer months, because by the end of summer, you want to have everything ready. You want to be ready to start marketing and promoting. And you don't want to have to rush. You know what I mean? You don't want to have to be sitting down, with a mad dash trying to hurry up and get stuff into your shop and being all stressed out. So to give yourself plenty of time, you want to actually, when school is out, I would say like in the May time frame, when school is out, you want to start thinking about back to college, and not just back to school. So when you look at this chart, back to college surpasses everything when it comes to consumer spending. Now, this also applies if you are a B2C business. So that means business to consumer. So that means that you are someone who sells directly to consumers. Now, if you're a B2B um, business to business enterprise, then this may not apply to you. And that's what you have to do. You have to kind of think about, who you're selling to. And we talk about this all the time. If you don't know who you're selling to, it's going to be hard to sell, right? So you got to know who your ideal customers are. And if your ideal customers are consumers, think about this. Most consumers are either parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles. We all participate. It's like it takes a village to raise kids, right? And when our kids go to college, it's a big deal, especially if your child is, a kid that goes to school, and maybe they're the first person in the family to actually attend college. And so you have graduation, you have the week or the weeks, that kids are testing. You might want to have like, I don't know, greeting cards or congratulations cards, or, you did it cards, whatever. You kind of have to, sit down and think about it based on your particular audience. But there might be some things that you can add to your shop or add to your business that would definitely appeal to this back to college crowd, right? And so even if you have, say for instance, if you have services, there may be things that you can do that will appeal to this particular, this is a niche in and of itself. But when you think about the back to college and the back to school niche audience, there are a lot of opportunities there because when you look at back to school, it ties in neck and neck with the winter holiday season. So the takeaway from this is that you don't want to just look at the winter season anymore. You want to look at the data and what it tells you. And that data is telling you, based on this chart, that the back to college niche is something that you might want to consider. Whether you're offering it now, even if, say, for instance, your business is totally not related to the back to school or back to college niche, maybe you want to, open up a little shop that has stuff for that crowd, and you don't want to overwhelm yourself, but at the same time, you also don't want to ignore those areas where the money is being spent. So you always want to follow the money. You want to reach people who are already spending money on whatever it is that you offer. You don't want to have to convince anybody, and you don't even have to do that because this is the great thing about events. Everybody celebrates them, right? There are large pockets of the population that celebrate certain things. So there's no arm twisting about birthdays. There's no arm twisting about holidays. Either you celebrate them or you don't. And you can look at, solid data that will tell you, how much money people are spending in those areas. You can, for example, now I'm into Halloween. I'm planning my Halloween shop and I'm getting stuff into my Halloween shop. So there's specific data that tells you how many people plan to hand out candy, how many people are going to be going to Halloween parties, how many people are going to be buying costumes, how many people are going to be decorating. So you can focus in on those areas, and that's how you're going to be making your money during this particular season. So if you're interested in that, I do have a guide that I put together that will give you specific information, tips, tools, and resources that you can use to get more leads, to generate more leads and sales during the Halloween season. So if you're interested in that, I'll put a link below this video. But you definitely want to start trying to look at the numbers, look at the data, and see where people are already spending money. And then you can focus your business in on those areas with your social media, with your marketing, with the products and services that you offer. So hopefully I've given you some things to think about. I'm going to go ahead and close this out, but I had to share this chart with you because I think this is absolutely amazing. And it really did open my eyes. And next year, so I've already missed the back to college, boom for this year, but next year I am going to be ready. So mark your calendars and you get ready too. All right, talk to you later. Have a great week and happy Labor Day.